Locations, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, this
On location.
yeah, on location.
We're on top of a 50-story building. Just meat plants waving in the wind.
Good to you.
We're back with the Hamiora brothers.
We're
Trump
back with the
Tower.
Big Plant Brothers.
Kia ora, welcome back. Today we're going to be talking about breathing. Can we see that in the background? I don't know if we can.
Yeah, very subtly. Yeah.
Oh, well, yeah. Breathe.
Breathe. So we all need to breathe to live. It's probably the first. It's one of the few. We probably have many functions, but one of the few autonomous functions we have when we come into this world.
First and last thing you do.
Correct. It's we don't have many reptilian programmed things we're capable of doing in terms of like movements and instincts, but breathing is breathing and screaming is definitely a big part of it, you know. And yeah, we'd love to kind of touch over this topic because it's becoming a huge topic of interest from the Hoffers to even practices surrounding that have been done for a very long time. Actually, if we actually look into the ancient martial arts practices, have always incorporated a huge onus on that. To ancient practices of the middle continent from the yogis, which is probably where you started off with a lot of your.
Yeah.
Is that kind of where that?
Well,
Is that where, or you were introduced to breathing and some of the rehab stuff, which led you to that?
Yoga's definitely where it accelerated in large part, but I was diagnosed with a spinal disorder at age 13 where I was supposed to get excessively kyphotic, or like a curved spine. Yeah, it's called Sherman's disease, and I was lucky enough to went to physio to chiropractor, and then got referred to this musculoskeletal specialist, and very intelligent doctor. He'd gone to the Prague School of Rehabilitation, and at the age of 13, he just got me thinking about what's happening on the inside of the body in relation to firing the diaphragm properly and starting to feel the pressure that your breath can create on the inside of the body. Little did I know that was, the beginning of, my passion or purpose in life. Like breathing's my jam.
Kind of part of your was part of your recovery in a way, wasn't it, bro? Kind of was part of fixing yourself, and then at the same time it became a bit more than that, but which is pretty awesome.
It's the epicenter of human function is something that I want to try coin the term. Like breathing is. I don't think there's anything else that's more important. You've got sleep, you've got nutrition. What do you do 24/7 that is constantly affecting your levels of systemic inflammation, stress.
Correct. Yeah. In terms of those macro things that are hugely responsible for our general well-being, the quality of our breathing, our eating, our exercise, and our sleep, but a big one, that breathing,
And like your sleep, your quality of your sleep is dependent on the quality of your breathing.
Absolutely.
Sleep apnea, if you've got a restriction in the nasal pathway, if you've got the musculature in your face is weak to the point that your jaw is opening when you're sleeping, you're getting a lot of bacteria and things floating in the atmosphere that aren't getting filtered through the cilia in the nose, and then breathing's going to affect everything you do.
We also have a lot of emerging challenges facing that are effectively fighting our breathing, right? What I call the symptoms of the modern social condition. Sitting at an office all day, collapsing,
atrophying, wilting away,
collapsing my diaphragm.
Meat plants.
And that,
We become bent meat plants.
wilting meat plants.
Hamiora.
Yeah.
Literally translates to breath well-being.
Yeah.
And it's
So it's the beginning. Well, it's like central.
Yeah. Absolutely. And I think but I think it's important that we start touching on this, and maybe you can introduce us to some, particularly just for people out there, what are some basic practices we can use to start introducing it. We have a lot of mouth breathers. We have a lot of people with apnea. I know personally, I know a lot of people. We have a lot of people with posture issues, which is making the efficiency of their breathing poorer. It's harder to open up and get a natural breath. And then we have all the what I would call like your stress monkeys out there. So we've got these elevated levels of stress, and it's disrupting the health of their functions, part of shallow breathing.
And you just said the two main points that I would want people to take away is we're supposed to breathe in and out of our nose. We are anatomically designed to breathe with our nose, so that's number one. And number two,
so big nose, eh?
Yeah. get the flair.
Make fun of that big nose, man.
Society in general,
filter.
you're breathing. Everyone's breathing very short, shallow, and fast, without even thinking about it. Probably with the mouth, but you're going to try to learn to breathe long, slower, and with more depth in the nose. And that's like kind of baseline, first thing you need to know about breathing. Cool. Learn to use the nose, and then it gets deep.
It gets deep, yeah. It gets from A through to Z, eh?
Yeah.
What about for our A-level breathers out there? Like, I would still like, if you were inclined to be an active person, so your requirements for like your cardiovascular system to work, which is your heart and your lungs, cardio, heart, vascular lungs. So if you're active, you're probably okay.
Respiratory.
True. You're probably okay at breathing, or in just general. But
and that's why cardiovascular health is such a good determinant of overall health.
True.
It's something that they measure for VO2 max. It's like, this is where you are on the spectrum of health. Because if you're really fit, it's very likely that you're breathing more efficiently than someone who isn't.
True. That's an interesting way to look at it too, eh?
Yeah.
As opposed to just your ability to run there quickly and then moderate your heart rate, right?
And it's strength endurance of your diaphragm.
Yes.
This big muscle in the middle of the body kind of just makes sense. It's pretty important. You learn how to engage this muscle in the middle of the body more efficiently. You learn how to get it stronger, more endurant. The entire system, it neutralizes your posture or optimizes your posture to the point where you can eventually start to feel it's like, oh, that is what optimal posture is. And it also starts to, when you're saturating the blood more often, getting more oxygen into the system, and your body's getting more efficient at extracting the oxygen, getting it into the cell, your cognition increases, your ability to focus, and that's when all the contemplative practices of meditation and mindfulness, east meets west, breathing's the synthesizer. It's the thing that connects the dots, I believe. Yeah.
I think there's a lot of in terms of what's going on in our body and how it's manifested in controlling our brain function, our bodily function. Of course, that's massively true. If I can control my breathing better, then when I lift weights, I'm going to do that a little bit more effectively. When I need to go on a long run, I'm going to do that a little bit more effectively.
Yeah.
When I'm, it's think about it. If we're breathing a few thousand times a day, and I can do it a little bit more better. That was good English. But if I can do it a little bit better, think of how that correlates to our long-term efficiency of running our machine, which is the body.
And you start talking about at the start of the podcast, talking about control, how breathing is something that you do automatically.
Yes.
There's also one of the few things, including also blinking your eyes, that is autonomous, and you can have voluntary control of it as well. You breathe without thinking about it, but then
so they're those semi-autonomous things, aren't they?
Yeah, and I think the more you practice to the point where you make your breathing more efficient on a habitual level, you get better and better at extending the length of your breath and better at getting more oxygen in. That becomes a habit, and then when you're not thinking about it, your breathing is more efficient.
Cool. You're reprogramming your system.
Yeah.
So for those people who could benefit from like some breath work, which we would say everyone, right?
Humans.
Obviously.
That breathe.
But particularly if you're at that spectrum where maybe you are noticing, or there's some awareness that you could have some improvement in your breath. So, for example, you short of breath easily, you are a mouth breather, apnea, asthma, yeah.
Any autoimmune
yeah.
conditions?
Maybe you have significant. Again, breathing is for everyone, but these are probably the ones that there's a level of degeneration or backward ability in there. What would be like a really simple, just let's call it maybe a small 2-5 minute practice that people could do regularly, because it's all about building a compliancy.
Yeah.
What's something I'll do and I'll do regularly, because doing it once a week, once a month, waste the time. But if we build up this, yeah, man, I can do that.
I tell people to practice in the shower, because it's the time when you're by yourself,
Yes.
you're able to reflect and actually fully focus on your breath.
Cool.
You take a deep breath in your nose. This is if you've never done any type of breath training, you just want to learn how to extend the length of your exhale.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So even if you can get it to 5 to 6 seconds on the exhale, take a big deep breath in. And that's where you begin.
Cool.
Do
Cool.
10 breaths, maybe 20
Nice.
breaths. You think
about it like reps and sets, maybe.
And you can feel a change in the nervous system. You can feel a change in, I guess, the overall energy of your body when you start to relax the body on the exhale and be able to lengthen
Correct.
the duration of your exhale. You feel it.
There's a lot of I'm noticing.
You tune in. You become present.
Yeah, absolutely. It's calming the body and the mind. 101 is breath focus, right?
Right, there's so many ways we can go
we
here.
could go
Nervous
many
system,
ways.
fascia,
This is a jump off point right here.
But in terms of like introing to people, I think that's a good one. Take your take a full inhalation, lengthen your exhales, or even 5 right up to 10 seconds, and treat it like reps and sets at the gym, or again start at 10, build up, add 1 a night, or even time, whatever. What's going to create compliancy?
Yeah.
But that is going to add value to your breathing and your life, and we could definitely all do with some of that.
The breath hold. It's a good thing to use as a measure if you are, I guess, a regular experienced trainer.
It's a good benchmark to go by.
Yeah. How long can you hold your breath? And usually 1 minute is kind of baseline. If you can get up towards 4 to 5, you're starting to get pretty good. The world record's about 20.
20 minutes?
Yeah, underwater.
Damn.
Yeah, the guy who created a thing called breathology.
Yep.
Stig Stephenson. He's also a doctor of physiology. He's a boss.
Yeah.
But you see his really long, strong neck.
Yeah.
All the musculature of the cervical neck and glottis. It's pretty interesting.
Expert breather.
Cool.
Yeah. You start getting a reflex where you want to swallow, or your body's like, hey, I need to breathe. But you can.
That's amazing.
You can train that. You can train that to withstand it.
Yeah.
Like most people think, when you start getting that feeling, it's like, I'm going to have to take a breath in. But you can get that and maintain and get back to the point where you're holding your breath.
Not that we want to encourage what I'm about to say, but how many people ever hold their breath to a point where you actually pass out? You can go quite a long period of time before you actually run out of oxygen and you drop. But even then, your body's pretty smart, so you pass out and then you recover. Nobody ever dies from holding their breath. Yeah. But still, don't hold your breath until you pass out.
Yeah. At some point, you're probably going to reach your cap.
Yeah.
And at that point, you're going to need to learn how to relax the body and relax the muscles, connective tissue throughout the body, so you're not using up any excess oxygen or energy. Because if you're trying to hold your breath and you're holding on to tension, contracting in places, you're not going to be able to hold your breath that long. You're trying to be in a complete state of calmness to allow the body just to rest and slowly expire.
It's like a meditation practice in itself.
Yeah.
Get into a zen-like state, just drop the body.
Deep sea divers, they know it, and yogis, it's all...
And we'll be going deeper into these practices thanks to Fraser's deep interest in that in episodes to come.
The deep front line, you just wait. The deep core of the human body.
Start with the little long exhalation nose breathing, whānau, and take it from there, and we'll expand on that in the episodes to come. But safe to say that there'll be a lot of chat on
No doubt.
on breath.
We'll include some more information as well.
100%.
Cool,
Sure.
thank you.
Over and out on breath 101. Sure.
Sure.